Yep, so here's the seat mount. Got some work to do to pretty it up, but fabricated it using the original mounting locations and slides back and forth. Fore and aft adjustment using this original mechanism. I'll show you the whole mechanism in a sec. So it's starting to look good. So just in case you think there's any wobble in this thing, there's zero. It's absolutely rigid, and so it holds the seat perfectly. If you grab it, trying to move it, there's no movement at all. So yeah, some 1x1 square tubing, and being careful to jig it all up and get the dimensions exactly right, which is 9/10 of the law. Then yeah, it goes in nicely and fits. I have the height of the seat at this level here, and it is, I don't know if you can see over here, but it's just barely above the carpet as it slides forward along here. So it works, and it's a tight fit, but it's gonna be nice. I don't have to drill holes in the floor and fuck around like that. So it's what I want to be able to do: pull it in and pull it out. So I just want to give you guys an update. Drove the car for about 600-700 kilometers this week. Lots of mountain driving between Vancouver and Whistler. Did it 3 times. Before I did that, I was tearing the fuel system apart because that fuel pump was making a bunch of noise, and it turned out that the input, I have an intake filter that's 25 microns and then an output filter from the fuel pump that's 10 microns to protect the fuel injector pentals. And bottom line is the intake filter had a bunch of that black jelly in it. It could have been old stale fuel, because I've had the thing sitting around so much in the winter last year and a half. But who knows, because I assembled the thing 2 years ago and didn't look at the filters until earlier this week and went, oh god, the intake filter is absolutely jammed with crap. So it's a steel mesh filter. The output filter is a paper, so replace the paper filter with a new one, clean the steel mesh filter, put a new fuel pump in because the other fuel pump is just hosed, and put the whole system back together. So lots of raw fuel all over me and my clothes and everything, but got it done. Wish I had a little shut-off valve for the fuel tank. Would have been nice to have thought about that, but I didn't. Anyway, the car's running really strongly. I had run through 3 batches of the Joe Gibbs, the driven, I guess it's called break-in BR40. It's their break-in oil. And I had a batch that I ran for half an hour and then switched out, ran the next batch for 50 kilometers, switched it out, ran the next batch up to 400 and some odd kilometers, switched that out. Now I'm running the conventional 10W30 driven, the Joe Gibbs oil. Both of these break-in and the conventional oils are, this is their hot rod oil I'm using right now, which has got a lot of that ZDDP, the zinc additive, way more than current fuels. There's this whole debate about how much fuel, how much zinc should be in oils, and the problem with zinc destroys catalytic converters and it's hard on the environment. So the requirements from the government have been to reduce zinc, but then it can make flat tappet cams, solid blister type cams like the one I've got, the racing cam with really stout valve springs. It can be very, very hard on the valve train. So anyway, I'm going to use conventional oil for a couple thousand kilometers at least, and I may switch over to synthetic later on. But I'm going to stick with the conventional for now. So anyway, the car's running really nice and wants to go. So up and down the hills, did 15,000 feet of vertical today alone, up and down hills, and doing the decel where you're get up to about 120, 30 kilometers an hour, and then decel all the way down long hills and get that vacuum building up to help seat the rings. So maybe the rings are fully seated now, maybe they're not, but I'm going to pretend they're not So I'll switch out the 10W30 again at the end of this month for 2050 weight, because I'll be going racing, and so I'm getting the seats done right now. So got a roll hoop being developed, and I've got the seats that are all the welding's done for the seat base. And when the roll hoop is done, and I don't have the tube bending stuff for the chromoly tubing, so getting some other guy to do it, called JetFab Fabrication here in Vancouver. And once I get the roll hoop done, I'll take all that stuff out for powder coating, and then I can put it all in the car and go racing around the track. I don't really want to be doing, greater than 100 miles an hour on a track without proper safety equipment, because bad things can happen. And anyway, the car's great, but just want to be careful. So anyway, that's my update. Super happy about everything, and I guess with 1,100 kilometers in the car now, it's a real car. It's being used properly like a real car. So it's awesome.